Consider a friendship that developed into one of the most intense rivalries in the world, a collaboration that started out as support and ended in conflict, mistrust, and broken trust. What if I told you that decades of animosity that still reverberate today were the result of one covert choice, one coup, and one revolution? This is not only history. From secret operations and power theft to sanctions, nuclear standoffs, and ultimately full-fledged warfare. This is the tale of how two powerful countries turned into fierce rivals. You won't believe what happens next, so stay until the very end. Number 8. The beginning friends, then betrayal. Early Cold War to 1953. After World War II, the United States saw Iran not as a faraway nation, but as a critical piece on the global power chessboard. Iran was ideally situated adjacent to the Soviet Union and was rich in oil. The West was therefore alarmed when Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh dared to nationalize Iran's oil and regain control over it from British corporations. One of the most contentious events in history occurred next in 1953. The CIA, working covertly with British intelligence, planned a coup to remove Iran's democratically elected leader, Mossadegh. The operation worked. Mossadegh was removed, and the U.S. placed the Shah back on the throne, a leader Iran had rejected. Overnight, the dream of Iranian democracy was replaced with foreign-backed monarchy, leaving a crack of resentment that would widen with the years. Number 7. The shocking beginning coup of 1953, how democracy died. The story begins not with tanks or battles, but with oil and control. In the early 1950s, Iran was rapidly modernizing. Its Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, dared to do the unthinkable. He nationalized Iran's oil industry, taking it out of the hands of foreign corporations and returning it to the Iranian people. For many Iranians, this was a bold step toward independence. But in Western capitals, it sparked panic. At the height of the Cold War, U.S. and British intelligence feared Iran might fall under Soviet influence even without clear evidence. Behind closed doors and with secret funding, the CIA launched Operation Ajax. They bribed politicians, bought newspaper editors, staged protests, and twisted events until Mossadegh was deposed. One morning in August 1953, Iran woke to discover its chosen leader was gone, and the Shah, a pro-Western monarch, was back in power. What was meant to secure stability instead planted the seeds of deep resentment. For the first time, ordinary Iranians felt the sting of foreign interference in the most personal way in their government, their dignity, and their future. This wasn't just politics, it was betrayal. Number 6. Revolution. The Shah falls, a new power rises. 1979. Iran was about to blow up by 1979. Waves of protests erupted throughout cities, screaming for reform. After being shielded by Western authority, the Shah left the nation. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, a charismatic religious leader whose message unified millions, emerged as a new force from the chaos. The Islamic Revolution was historic as well as political. It overthrew a leader supported by the United States, rejected outside influence, and announced a new course for Iran. All of a sudden, the U.S. was the enemy rather than an ally. Number 5. The hostage crisis. America's humiliated. 1979. 1981. A few weeks after revolutionaries took control, something occurred that would permanently alter world politics. 52 American diplomats and employees were taken hostage when a gang of Iranian students attacked the American embassy in Tehran. The world watched as Iran held them captive for 444 days, a momentous occasion of humiliation for the U.S. and a turning point in the two countries' relations. This was a psychological crisis as well as a diplomatic one. Hatred, mistrust, and the taste of actual conflict emerged as a new front in the Cold War. Number 4. Sanctions. Proxies in the long cold conflict, 1980s-2010s. After the hostages were freed, the U.S. hit Iran with sanctions, economic weapons designed to choke its economy. Over decades, these sanctions grew harsher. Iranian oil, exports, banking, technology, all were targeted. It was like economic siege warfare, and it pushed Iran closer to regional allies while isolating it from the West. During this era, Iran also invested in proxy groups across the Middle East, gaining influence in Lebanon, Iraq, and beyond. From afar, Americans watched Iran's reach grow a threat they would not ignore. Number 3. The nuclear standoff peace, then escalation 2015-2025. Everyone believed that a breakthrough had finally occurred in 2015. The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, a nuclear agreement that promises limited nuclear development in exchange for sanction relief, was signed by Iran and major international powers, including the United States, following years of conflict. Peace, however, was brittle. The United States unilaterally pulled out of the agreement in 2018 and reinstated severe sanctions. Iran intensified its nuclear program, mistrust increased, and diplomacy crumbled. What appeared to be a route to peace has become a ticking time bomb. Number 2. War explodes 2025-2026 conflict and Operation Epic Fury. Then came the moment many feared, but hoped never to see. In 2025, the U.S. and Israel launched strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, a direct attack that caused severe damage to Iran's atomic facilities. U.S. officials called it a necessary blow against a potential existential threat. Just months later, on February 28, 2026, a coordinated military assault, known as Operation Epic Fury, unleashed full-scale blows against Iran's military and political infrastructure. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, a symbol of Iranian power for decades, was killed in the strikes. The world watched as missiles, drones, and naval forces clashed across cities and seas. Iran retaliated with attacks on U.S. and allied bases, while militias backed by Tehran intensified assaults on multiple fronts. The region spiraled into chaos, with countries from Iraq to Saudi Arabia feeling the shockwaves and the Strait of Hormuz disrupting global energy supplies. Number 1. Where are we now? A new world at stake. Today, the battlefield is more than missiles and sanctions. It's a clash of ideas, national pride, and global power. The United States and Iran have been locked in a complex, decades-long conflict that began with a coup, deepened with ideology, and exploded into open war. What began as political intervention has become structural rivalry, reshaping Middle East geopolitics forever. And while guns may quiet today, the legacy of distrust and competition will echo for generations. From secret coups to revolutions, from economic warfare to nuclear standoffs, the story of the United States and Iran is one of ambition, betrayal, and consequences that span decades. And the truth is, this is far from over. Every decision, every strike, every hidden deal has shaped a future none of us can fully predict. One thing is certain, the next move could change the world forever. If this story shocked you, made you think, or gave you a glimpse into the hidden power struggles shaping history, smash that like button, share this video, and stay tuned, because the history between these two nations is still unfolding. And the next chapter might be the most explosive yet.